You are carrying a burden that was never yours to bear. You can feel it in your bones, a deep, quiet exhaustion from a lifetime of trying to fix what other people have broken. You are the one who makes peace, fixes things, and calms down other people's emotions. You may have spent years or even decades taking on the worries of the world around you because you thought it was your duty. You thought that if you just tried a little harder, were a little more patient, a little more understanding, and a little more, perfect, you could finally make the chaos go away. But the chaos never stops. It only finds new forms, new arguments, and new stories. And when the noise dies down, you're left alone with just one painful feeling, not being good enough. You look at your life and see all the fights you've mediated and the problems you've fixed, and you don't feel strong. You feel like you're broken. You have a deep secret belief that there is something very wrong with you. What else could make you so tired? Why would peace be so easy to break? You tell yourself that a better person wouldn't feel this way. A complete person would be able to deal with everything without feeling like they were falling apart. You see the parts of your own health that you gave up to help others, and you realize that you are the one who needs to be fixed. You carry the heaviest burden, the belief that your inability to deal with the chaos of others is proof that you are broken. But you need to know something. The world you have been trying to fix doesn't want to be fixed. You have been trying to bring reason and quiet thought to a world that loves the excitement of its own noise. Take a look at them. Take a look at the people who make the storms that you work so hard to calm down. They are putting on a show with their lives. They love the cycle of anger, gossip, blame, and praise. They think that their complaints are conversations and their judgments are smart. They make up problems to feel alive and to have a part in a drama they made up. They are happy to play along in this big, loud, complicated game. They don't want peace. They want to be heard. They don't want answers. They want pity. They never stop complaining to each other, and they always stir the pot to keep it hot. They talk about wanting things to be different and changing, but they are afraid of what real change will bring. In that silence, they would have to deal with how empty their goals were. In that quiet, they would have to face the fact that the chaos they show to the outside world is just a reflection of the chaos they won't deal with inside themselves. So they keep the show going. They always find new things to be angry about, new people to blame, and new wrongs to talk about. They are sleepwalking toward a place they are trying to escape from, and they are asking you, the only one who is awake, to save them from a nightmare they made up. And you've done it for a long time. You have run into their burning homes over and over again, bringing the water of your own life force while they stand outside and watch the fire. But now, something is different about you. The tiredness is too deep to ignore now. It is bringing out a new kind of wisdom. You're starting to back off. You might have thought you were weak or selfish at first. It is neither. This quiet withdrawal is the first sign of a deep awakening. You talk less. You don't rush to fill every silence anymore. You let the awkward moment hang in the air because you know that you can't fix the tension you feel. You are starting to understand how honorable it is to not get involved. You're learning how powerful it is to just let things be. When the frantic call for your help comes, a calm stillness inside you says no. You don't argue. You don't explain. You just save your energy. You are leaving the center of the stage. The fixer role doesn't work anymore. You are no longer trying out for the part of the savior, which you were never meant to play. This is not an act of violence. It is a sign of the highest level of self-respect. You're starting to see that your peace is a sacred space, not a public utility that anyone can use if they don't want to work on their own. You see the frantic energy of the world around you, but you don't feel the need to jump into it anymore. You see their games, their performances, and their carefully planned dramas, and instead of feeling responsible, you feel a quiet, sad distance. You have spent your whole life trying to teach other people how to be at peace, but now you know that the only person you can really teach is yourself. And the first lesson is this: real peace is not the absence of conflict in the world. It is the presence of stillness inside you no matter what is going on outside. Of course, people will notice this quiet retreat, and it won't be understood. The world of dreams needs you to be a part of it to make it real. The whole show feels like it's in danger when you stop doing your part. So they will give you a new name. They will see your new stillness, your dignified refusal to get involved in the storm, and they will call it a sickness. They will say you are broken. They will whisper that you are inadequate. They will call you too sensitive, too serious, or cold. You need to know about this tactic because it is the last thing an unconscious mind can do to protect itself. It is a desperate attempt to make the thing it fears seem sick. A lower level of consciousness cannot understand a higher one because of how it works. It can only understand it through its own narrow view. Someone who has built their whole identity on noise, complaints, and outside drama won't see your silence as a sign of strength. People see it as a lack, a failure, or an empty space. Their mind can't figure it out, so it has to be called a problem. Your realness is like a mirror, and they see their own frantic energy in it. They can feel the chaos inside of them when you are still. When you don't want to play, they have to face the fact that their games don't mean anything. This is very, very uncomfortable for them. And instead of looking inside to see why you're uncomfortable, it's much easier to put that feeling on someone else. It's much simpler to say that you're the problem. So they have to call your awakening a disease. They must call you too sensitive, because if they admit that you are properly attuned, they would have to admit that they have become numb. They must say you are inadequate for the job of running their world, because if they admit that you are adequate for a different, deeper reality, it would make them question everything about their world. They have to call you broken, because if they didn't, they would have to see how broken they are themselves. Do you see? The label doesn't mean that you have a disease. It's a way of admitting that they can't do everything. It's an unconscious admission that they are using a ruler that is only an inch long to measure your depth. The names they call you are not the truth. They are proof of their own fear. That means we have to get rid of all of their language. Their bad diagnoses don't fit into this deeper understanding. We need to look past the labels and see the deep change that is really happening. What does it mean to feel broken? What is this condition that they misconstrue as insufficiency? Let's call it what it really is. Let's talk about the three great truths of a real soul. First, what they call inadequacy is really your growing integrity. You've been trying to be someone you're not for your whole life. You've been a diplomat in conversations that don't matter to you, and a medic on battlefields that you didn't make. You have smiled even when you were sad, given comfort when you were unsure, and acted calm and capable even when your mind was racing. It's not a sign that you're failing if you feel broken or inadequate. It is the conflict between the genuine self that seeks to emerge and the artificial, disjointed self you have been conditioned to enact. It is the pain of a soul that won't bend anymore. The feeling of falling apart is just the tearing down of a prison. This isn't brokenness. This is the painful, strong, and necessary way to get back to being whole. It is honesty. Second, what they mean by too sensitive is actually your restored attunement. The world has taught you to be numb. It celebrates the ability to power through, to ignore the little things, and to ignore the annoying whispers of intuition. People think it's a good thing to be thick-skinned. Your skin isn't thick, and it shouldn't be. You can feel the dissonance in the room. You can feel the tension behind a forced smile. You take in the mental fatigue of fake drama. You thought this was a flaw, a weakness, a curse for years. You thought it was a sign that you couldn't handle the world. But it's not a flaw, it's a skill. It is the restoration of a finely tuned instrument. In a world that has lost its way, you are a compass that can feel the pull of true north. This sensitivity is not the same as anxiety. It's smart. It is a kind of knowing that comes before thought. They pathologize it because they are scared of how you feel, because what you feel is the truth. Third, what they call selfishness is really your sacred duty. You learned that your main goal in life was to help other people. You were taught that it was wrong to focus on yourself, protect your own energy, and put your own peace first. The peacemaker is taught to think of themselves as a resource for the public good, a place where anyone can get help. But you've learned the hard way that a well can run dry. Your new quiet retreat isn't a way to keep things from happening. It is a holy duty to take care of your own wellspring. Your main job is not to deal with the world's chaos. The consciousness is what experiences the world. You can't give away something you don't have. It is not selfish to work on your own stillness. It is the only way you will ever be able to give anyone true peace. Respecting your own boundaries doesn't mean turning your back on the world. It means creating a sacred space inside yourself where you can interact with the world in an honest way, not out of tired obligation. Accepting these truths, your honesty, your connection, and your sacred duty, will not make your life easier. In fact, it will make things much harder in many ways. This is the price of the reframe, the cost of living a more honest life. To live by this new, true diagnosis means accepting a deep sense of loneliness. You will take a path that not many people choose to take. You will sit at family dinners and hear the same old complaints and dramas, and you will feel like a stranger in your own home. The language they speak is one you are trying to forget. You will see friends chasing after the same shallow validations and empty victories, and you will love them while also feeling a quiet sadness that you can no longer join them in that chase. They will notice that you are far away, and they won't get it. They will think that your silence is a sign of judgment. They will think you are arrogant if you don't get involved. In 1,000 small and big ways, they will try to get you back into the old dance. They will give you new problems and chaos in the hopes of bringing out the peacemaker in you and seeing the fixer rush back onto the stage. If you say no to the invitation, they will be hurt, confused, or angry. They'll say you changed, and they'll say it like it's an accusation. And they are correct. You have. You chose the quiet, wide-open space of your own mind over the loud, crowded room of their fantasies. The sleeping world can't forgive that choice because it reminds them that they also have a choice they aren't making. So this loneliness doesn't mean you're lost. It shows that you've finally found your own way. It is the sacred space that your soul needs to finally breathe. You need to give yourself the freedom that the world will never give you. You can let the phone ring if you know the person on the other end is just trying to drain your energy. When they ask you to fix a problem they made, you can say, "I don't know." It's okay to let them down. Take a moment to think about that. You can let down people who have gotten used to using you to run their own lives. You can leave conversations that keep going around and around in a negative way. You can be the quiet one in the room. You are allowed to care more about your own peace than about what they think of you. You can let go of your end of the rope in their never-ending game of tug-of-war. Let it go. Let it go. Let them fall back because they suddenly don't have any resistance. You don't have to keep the game going. You were never meant to be the world's emotional cleaner. You don't have to keep cleaning up after people who won't learn how to carry their own cups. You are a light. You are not a boat that saves people. You don't leave your post to chase after ships that are going straight for the rocks. You just stand there. You stand firm in your own truth and light, and you shine. That's all you have to do. It's not your journey if they use your light to find their way to safety or crash into the shore in the dark they made. You are responsible for the light. And that is what you were meant to do. If this path of returning to your true self speaks to you, I invite you to subscribe and turn on notifications so we can keep going on this journey of deeper understanding together. Now, let the world keep spinning like crazy. Let it make noise, sound alarms, and win small battles. You have work to do somewhere else. The sensation of being broken was never an issue to be addressed. It was a sign. It was a spiritual compass needle that shook violently as it tried to point you away from a world that didn't fit and toward a home inside yourself. The trip isn't about fixing what's broken. It's about taking away the fake parts until only the real, whole you is left. Don't think of this as being passive. This is the most important thing to do. It is revolutionary to keep a space of calm and clarity in a world that is addicted to chaos. You become a rock. Your quiet presence is a silent gift of what is possible, stronger than any advice you could give. So let go of the tiredness. Let the weight of not being good enough go away. They were never yours. They were signs that your life was out of balance. Take a deep breath. And in the quiet, the solitude, and the misunderstood dignity of your retreat, you will finally feel it. Not the crazy patchwork of a world you have temporarily fixed, but the deep, unshakable peace of a soul that has finally found its way back home. Your silence is the answer. Be the calm.